guy for the haters.
I think that's the other part that we don't talk about is the fact that with some of these bigger schools where you have the one and done situation take place, it's not like that with some of the mid majors and even the lower major colleges. It's like these guys get in here from freshman year all the way to senior year. They develop the chemistry.
Yeah.
And sometimes chemistry can beat excellent top tier Division I talent.
And not for nothing, man. When you stay in college, and when it's a plan that the nucleus of your team is going to stay together for 4 years.
Yep.
You could kind of punch your ticket. It's a good opportunity of punching your ticket in the NBA when the good players are the good players in college for 3 and 4 years because they took the time to develop chemistry.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Chemistry, and not just chemistry, but their skills as
well, that too. But it's kind of hard for NBA teams to not look at you if, say, your freshman year you're not so good, and your sophomore year you make progress, and then your junior and senior year you are the best player or top 20 players and the top 40 players. Like, if your top 3 players is a top 40 within the college basketball, by the end of your senior year, I mean, NBA people are looking at that, I would imagine.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I would
saying?
say they are. They're paying really close attention to those things.
Right.
I wonder if, now that this is kind of like the cat's out of the bag now, I wonder if, like, places like Kentucky, Louisville, Duke, maybe some of these one and done guys, maybe they're trying to keep these guys maybe, extra year or two, and maybe to just try to develop, some chemistry. And it not only will benefit the programs, but it'll help develop the players as they transition from college to the pros.
Yeah.
Like, I give you a good example, and we'll talk about this guy later in the program, but Markelle Fultz was one and done, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Somebody, correct me on that.
Yeah, he one and done.
But he was?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we've seen what's happened since he got injured with the Sixers, coming to practice, shooting not so great in practice, and confidence maybe shattered a little bit, and now he comes back, and he had a pretty good game in his first game back.
Yeah.
So I give him credit for that. But you can see when some of these guys come out.
He played yesterday?
He played whatever the last Sixers game was.
Okay. I thought he was coming. I thought he was coming back tonight. I thought.
Oh no! He came back already. Put up 10 points. I don't know what the other stats were, but I mean, for him being his first time hitting the floor, I think what you can get out of Markelle Fultz at this point, I think is pretty remarkable. So, but it just goes to show you that when these guys do 1 year and they come out and they get in the NBA and things maybe don't go so great as planned, and then you see guys go through some confidence situations and confidence not being up to where they like it to be at, maybe you think about it and you say, hey, you know what? Maybe a kid, and I just speak for example, maybe a kid like myself or, somebody could just stay an extra 2 years.
Yeah.
And, develop this jump shot, develop, defense, develop whatever it is, your specialty is. So, Chief Rock is in the chat room.
What up, man?
And Angry Black Man. I also saw Fame Up the Prospect up
what
in
up,
there, too.
What up, man?
And Cedric Galloway's up here in the house. Angry Black Man says, why would a player stay in college an extra year? They have to leave when their value is highest.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I'm just more so saying that every player's situation ain't that.
It's not the same.
Everybody don't go to college and be the 1 year breakout star.
Right.
And if you're not, I mean, hell, Melo Trimble always comes to mind when I think about the guy who should,
and he was what, 3 years?
He was 3 years. And
yeah.
I'll be honest with you, he probably could have used a fourth to see, because he wasn't real. It was a whole bunch of hype around him.
Yep.
But he never really panned out.
He never materialized to
so
being a top pick.
So I always what different strokes for different folks. Obviously your team, that player's team, they gotta sit there and say,
yep,
is this the move? Is this time? Is it your time to go ahead and try to declare for the draft?
Yeah.
Fultz, in Fultz's situation, I think he definitely should have declared for the draft. Like, they were calling him that dude.
Right.
That, you know.
Well, yeah. If if there's a lot of talk about first year, then you gotta go.
Right. So in Fultz's situation, I think he did the right thing, even though it's not necessarily panning out yet.
Right.
I think he did the right thing, but I don't think that's every college player or every high pro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that is.
Everybody's situation ain't the same. And, you know, Angry Black Man says if Fultz would have incurred that injury in college, he may have never been drafted. I agree with that.
Yeah. I think Fultz is the guy who should have left. He had the hype. It was his time then to go ahead and go.
Right.
It was really nothing else he could do to up his stock per se.
Yep. And he also says don't give the colleges any more free labor than required. All good points.
But then you got to decide.
All good points.
When is it time for you?
Exactly.
That's all. I think that's all we're saying.
There's two types of players. I think there's the player that.
I think there's more, but go ahead.
I think there's the player that is all about the money and just wants to get that bag,
mm-hmm.
or there's the player that just says, you know what, I want to be great, but I got to develop this. I got to get this straight. I got to get that straight. Let me stay.
And then there's also the player that knows he's not making it to the NBA, but he's gonna let the free ride.
Exactly.
Free ride.
So, it is exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I think.